What is up, everybody? We had WWE's Friday Night Smackdown tonight, and boy, oh boy, it's definitely starting to feel like WrestleMania season. Things are definitely starting to heat up. WWE finally woke up, and it's giving us really good quality programming. So let's talk about this. This is WWE's Smackdown Explained, the weekly video series where we take a look at all of tonight's events and break down how those may affect things with future storylines. We take a look to see where WWE may or may not be going with some of this stuff, and we try to analyze how things are starting to take shape as we head down the road to WrestleMania. Before we get started, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that bell for notifications. Like this video, comment on this video, do all the things. If you like wrestling content, you're gonna love this channel. I post a lot here. Go check out some of my earlier videos. If you take a look around, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna find something you like around here. So go, check some of that stuff out. All right, now let's talk wrestling. Tonight's show was bookended by two very interesting segments. Two segments that really is what everyone will be talking about tomorrow. We're going to start it off with what happened with Drew McIntyre at the beginning of the show. So the show started off with Drew McIntyre coming to the middle of the ring, calling out Nick Aldis, telling Nick Aldis that he got screwed again. So, yeah. And you know what? He's absolutely right. He got screwed. Contracts mean nothing in WWE. He told Nick Aldis to grab the contract and stick it up your, yeah. Shout out to Limp Bizkit. But yeah, it was a really interesting segment. Then Jacob Fatu came out, interrupted him, basically said he's the reason that Drew McIntyre won the title, and he's also the reason that Drew McIntyre lost the title. This is very counterintuitive. This is very contradictory. That's what I'm looking for. To what Jacob Fatu told Cody Rhodes a couple weeks ago. A couple weeks ago, Jacob Fatu told Cody Rhodes that it didn't matter whether or not Jacob Fatu got involved because Drew McIntyre was already on his way out of the ring. Right? He met Drew McIntyre at the door. He attacked Drew McIntyre, but then Cody got involved, and that's why he attacked Cody Rhodes, and then Drew McIntyre ended up winning anyways. So which one is it, Jacob? Tell me. Which one is it, Jacob Fatu? Did you help Cody Rhodes win? Did you help Drew McIntyre win? Or was Drew McIntyre going to win anyways? Make up your mind, dude. Anyway, Drew McIntyre ended up quitting after this. He told Nick all this. He basically just grabbed the mic, and he's like, you know what? I'm really tired of this. I quit. And we never saw Drew McIntyre again. Just kidding. We had a match later in that night between Trick Williams and Jacob Fatu. I forget how this match got made. There was a moment backstage with Trick Williams and Jacob Fatu. I honestly forget. Like, I know there was a backstage segment. I forget what happened to have this match take place, to make Nick Aldis make this match. Let me know in the comments, because it's totally slipping my mind. But anyway, we did have that match between Trick Williams and Jacob Fatu. And yeah, great match. As soon as this match was made, I was like, well, neither one of these guys can afford to lose clean. I mean, I guess they can, but like WWE doesn't want either of these dudes to lose clean because Trick Williams is Trick Williams. And we're trying to build the star with Trick Williams. Jacob Fatu will absolutely be a WWE champion after WrestleMania at some point. So I was like, I don't know. I know somebody's going to get involved. And then we did have a segment backstage with Sami Zayn again, where Sami Zayn approached Trick Williams. It was basically like, hey, weren't you supposed to be the dude that was going to take over WWE? You told me you were going to be the quickest rise, the quickest person to come from NXT to become a champion. And what happened? Where are you now? And it was a really weird segment. The stuff that's happening with Sami Zayn, Aleister Black definitely jumping in where Karrion Kross left off. Very weird. Him and Selena Vega are just, proxies that were put in to take over that role that Karrion Kross was playing, even with Sami Zayn. So yeah, I guess they're like the monkey on his shoulder. They're the devil on his shoulder, whatever the hell it is. Sami Zayn is definitely going to turn heel at some point. I do believe that the match that we're going to get at WrestleMania is Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. I would really enjoy a Sami Zayn heel turn. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people this way. I feel like a lot of people feel this way. But I'm over this whole Sami Zayn, like, little engine that could, right? Like, coming up from behind, underdog thing. That's what I was looking for, the word underdog in my head. This whole underdog storyline for Sami Zayn. I'm just over it. And I would love for him to be a menacing heel. I think he would be a great menacing heel. So like I said, he had that moment with Trick Williams, and I thought that he was going to get involved. He also had a moment with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes basically being like, look, dude, if you're looking for a title shot, you'll get one next week, or you'll get one after WrestleMania if I beat Randy Orton. I'm sure Randy will do the same. Yeah, I just need them to get there faster, or I need them to, like, take Sami Zayn off TV for a while. Like, all right, we get what you're doing. Like, let's kind of have us forget about this. Like, stop beating us over the head with it. Because yeah, week after week, it's just kind of like, all right, we see what you're doing, WWE, and it's gotten a little bit annoying. But anyway, I thought he was gonna get involved in that Trick Williams versus Jacob Fatu match, but he didn't. What ended up happening instead was Drew McIntyre returned. He attacked Jacob Fatu up and down the outside of the ring, and somehow the referee wasn't knocked out. He was just like paying attention to Trick Williams. Somehow the ref missed all of it. The ref missed all of it. He claymored Jacob Fatu. He threw him against the ring post. He threw him against the barricade. He threw him in the ring. Trick Williams, did a couple moves on him. Boom, 1, 2, 3. And Trick Williams got a pinfall on Jacob Fatu. Good for Trick. They still absolutely protected Jacob Fatu. We are, in my opinion, going to get a one-on-one match between Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu at WrestleMania. Fine. I just don't... It's going to be a great match. The Cody versus Randy Orton match is going to be great also. I just don't see a point to having two matches when you could have told a great story having all four of them in one match for the title. I think that would have just told a better story. I think it would have been a much more entertaining match. I feel like you still could have done everything that you're going to do with these two stories, just having them be in one story, and then also just leaving room for two other wrestlers or more to have a WrestleMania match. But I don't know. WWE somehow decided to do two matches instead. That, again, I'm just guessing that that's what's going to happen, unless they inject Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu into the title match. But I don't see them doing that. So I don't know. I just feel like it was not the right choice. I feel like you could have done everything you wanted to do by having a fatal four-way match. But yeah, it feels like we are hinting at a Jacob Fatu match versus Drew McIntyre, and we're also hinting at Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams at WrestleMania. Both are going to be great matches, but I've said what I've said. We had the Wyatt Six and the MFTs continuing their feud for Bray Wyatt's Lantern. The Wyatt Six, it was a tag team match. It was a 2-on-2 match. So it was Uncle Howdy and Big Red Eric Rowan versus Solo Sikoa and Tala Tonga. Fun match, fine match. Of course, there were shenanigans with everybody getting involved outside. At one point, Nikki Cross. I keep forgetting names. At one point, Nikki Cross did take the lantern, and Uncle Howdy got the win. It looked like the Wyatt Six were going to take back Bray Wyatt's lantern, and this was all going to be over. But no, what ended up happening was that Tama Tonga stole the lantern back from Nikki Cross, and the MFT still left with the lantern. I do think that this is ultimately going to end up in a one-on-one match between Solo Sikoa and Uncle Howdy. I would like for this to be a Hell in a Cell match, I think, or maybe even a ladder match. Ooh, actually, a ladder match for the lantern would be a lot of fun. But I do think that we're going to get some sort of match between them two. I don't think it'll just be a straight up one-on-one match. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some sort of stipulation. Yeah, and nothing wrong with that. I do think that this feud has gone on for too long at this point. I think that we just need them off TV for a while. A lot of the way of correcting a lot of this, a lot of the ways to maybe just help with the fatigue with a lot of these storylines that have been happening for a while that kind of don't have a lot of movement. And that's the problem. The problem isn't that this feud has gone on for too long, or that the storyline has gone on for too long. Don't get me wrong, it has. But the problem is there hasn't been a lot of needle movement when it comes to the story. It's just like the same thing week after week. Like, oh, the Wyatts get their lantern back. No, they don't. Oh, the Wyatts are fighting for their lantern. Oh, they're not getting it. And if WWE is going to do that week after week, let's just take them off TV for a few weeks, and then we can run it back in a couple of weeks. But yeah, there's absolutely nothing. I have absolutely nothing against an Uncle Howdy versus Solo Sikoa match at WrestleMania, as long as it's at night. Just because it's the Howdies, or just because it's Uncle Howdy, I would hate for this match to go on at 3 p.m. in the East Coast, or on the West Coast. I mean, like is probably going to happen. I mean, the show starts at 3. WrestleMania starts at 3, so that would, I don't know, that would just be weird. I guess do what you got to do, but Solo Sikoa versus Uncle Howdy is definitely going to be a WrestleMania match, and I'm here for it. You guys know I love everything Wyatt. You guys know that I love Uncle Howdy. You guys know how I feel about Bray Wyatt and everything around Bray Wyatt. So yeah, and of course Uncle Howdy would win that match and win the lantern back. One of the interesting things here with the MFTs though was that moment that Shinsuke and Tama Tonga had before this match, where basically Shinsuke told Tama Tonga to be his own man, to stop living in his cousin's shadow. Tama Tonga did end up being the person to come back out and stealing the lantern, but I do feel like WWE is hinting at some sort of turn by Tama Tonga. Maybe Tama Tonga will turn on Solo Sikoa. Look, I haven't gone over the fact that before Tama Tonga went away and came back to be part of the MFTs, he and Jacob Fatu were feuding against Solo Sikoa. He had already turned on Solo Sikoa along with Jacob Fatu, and we just pretended like that never happened. And he came back from whatever injury he had and just immediately aligned himself with Solo Sikoa again. I would like for WWE to revisit that, and I do think that this is probably them hinting at them revisit that. So maybe if we do have some sort of match at WrestleMania between Uncle Howdy and Solo Sikoa, maybe Tama Tonga's the one that costs Solo Sikoa the match. Who knows? We'll see. Jade Cargill had a title match. She defended her title against Michin today. Again, I said this last week. No one believed that Michin would win this match. It was really weird because Michin got a lot of good offense in, to the point where I was like, Jordynne Grace didn't get this much offense in on Jade Cargill. And I don't know how I feel about that. I guess we're trying to build Michin for something. I mean, Michin, I actually really enjoy Michin as a character. I enjoy Michin in the ring. I do think that WWE can and should do more with Michin. I think that a U.S. champion Michin would be absolutely great. I think that it would be a great idea. I think that you can do so much with it. But yeah, this wasn't it. Like I said, no one believed that this would happen, that Michin would beat Jade Cargill, and then it would be what, Michin against Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania? Okay, all right. But yeah, so Michin lost, obviously. Jade Cargill got the win, a very decisive win. Although, again, like I said, Michin got more offense in than Jordynne Grace did a couple weeks back, and that was weird to me. It just was. After this match, Jade Cargill grabbed the mic. She called out Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley then came out, basically just told Jade Cargill that she was going to make her bitch. Yeah, this match is going to be great. This match is going to be awesome. I kind of want Jade Cargill to win that match. I just think that it would do more for Jade if she won. I think it would do more for her winning than it would affect her losing, that it would affect Rhea Ripley losing. I think Rhea Ripley could lose, and yeah, nothing would happen. I think that Jade could absolutely use some sort of heel tactic to win that match. Look, let's turn B-Fab heel. Let's have her aligned with Jade Cargill. We had a little moment with Rhea Ripley and Michin after this match. Hell, let's do the whole thing of like, hey, look, if you can't beat him, join him, and let's have the three of them become a faction. I think that would be so much fun if Michin and B-Fab are part of a faction with Jade Cargill, if they get their characters elevated by aligning themselves with the WWE Women's Champion, if Jade Cargill just like adds a little edge to them and just kind of helps them get to the next level, I think that would be absolutely amazing. It would do so much for them. And I think the way you do that is by having Jade Cargill win at WrestleMania and by having these two women, B-Fab and Michin, get involved in this match in some sort of way. Will WWE go that way? Probably not. We're probably going to get Rhea Ripley winning that match, and it's going to be fine. I just think that, again, WWE can be a lot more creative with some of this stuff, and they're not going to be. So it's fine. whatever. Let's get butts and seats. Let's get a feel-good moment. Rhea Ripley winning the women's title would absolutely be a feel-good moment. And I think that that is what WWE is going to end up giving us at WrestleMania. This promo from Rhea Ripley was great. It was fun. She didn't really say much, but it was still a lot of fun. Let's talk about this Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss tag team titles match against, I always forget their tag team name, but Nia Jax and Lash Legend. I hated all of this. I hated everything about this. I hated that the Bella Twins came out, just period. I just hated that they came out. They haven't wrestled since, I mean, I guess they were both part of the Royal Rumble. They haven't had a tag team match since God knows when. They came back at the Rumble. Well, one of them came back before the Rumble after losing to, one of them came back before the Rumble. Brie Bella? Nikki Bella? Nikki Bella. She had that feud with Stephanie Vaquer where she got, whooped and it didn't really amount to anything. Then Brie Bella came back at the Royal Rumble. The night after the Rumble, they were like, we're going after the tag team titles. And then we hadn't seen them since. And then they came back today before this match between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax and Lash Legend. They grabbed the mic and they were like, hey, we got next. Why? Why do you have next? Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss had to have a number one contenders match versus Julia and Kiana James. Nia Jax and Lash Legend had to have a number one contenders match. I believe it was against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Everyone that has faced the champions for these titles has had to have a number one contenders match because the women's tag team division is so stacked. But the Bellas just come back and they just call next. It's just weird. And yeah, sure. After this whole match, they were like, oh, thanks to Nick Aldis. Okay. What? I hated that. I really hated that. I'm also just not a fan of the Bellas. Like, fine, whatever. I just think you have so many more tag teams, so many more women superstars on your roster, WWE, that are like aching for a WrestleMania match, that are just asking for a good story for you to tell with them. Bailey. But no, we're going to do something with the Bella Twins. So what happened here was that there was fighting in the outside of the ring. Nia Jax, I believe, crashed into the Bella. I think she actually just smacked the Bella Twins. And then as Alexa Bliss was going up to the turnbuckle to do Twisted Bliss, one of the Bella Twins, I don't even remember which one, beat down Nia Jax in the middle of the ring, and then it was a disqualification. So I do think that this is going to get us closer to a multi-team match, because apparently we do have Nia Jax and Lash Legend versus the Bella Twins next week on SmackDown, and we're probably going to get Charlexa get involved there. I'm totally fine with that. I do think that that gets us closer to a multi-women tag team match at WrestleMania. Let's get more tag teams involved. You guys know I have been asking for a multi-women tag team TLC match. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we get that. But yeah, I hated everything about this. All right, quickly running through some of these things before we get to the very end of SmackDown, which is, I have my thoughts. But we had Damian Priest and R-Truth take out Los Garza. Fine. Kind of a nothing match. It's really just to build up Damian Priest and R-Truth. I don't know. Maybe they'll become tag team champions. Sure. Fine. I mean, the MFT should probably defend their tag team titles at some point. So why not give it to Damian Priest and R-Truth, I guess? We also had Johnny Gargano still being weird. I don't know what WWE is doing with that. We had Tiffany Stratton beat Kiana James. That match was fun. That feud is fun. So it feels like it. I mean, they basically told us, right, that Tiffany Stratton will be going after the U.S. Championship. So apparently her beating Kiana James was the first step in that direction. She'll probably get a match against Julia. I'm pretty sure they'll make a match before WrestleMania. I don't know if this is going to get a WrestleMania match at some point, but we're definitely going to at least get a match on a random SmackDown. Maybe that'll build towards something bigger. Who knows? Chelsea Green is also somehow involved in this. Like, she came out to try to get involved in this match, but it didn't quite work. Tiffany Stratton did win this match, by the way. I don't know if I said that. She did beat Kiana James. Sure, I enjoy this feud. I enjoy the women's U.S. champion doing something. And why not? Why not? Let's have Tiffany Stratton challenge for this title. Hell, let's have Tiffany Stratton win this title. But let's just do something with this title. Regardless of who walks away with it, let's do something with this title. Let's have a women's open challenge. Why not? Maybe that's what it'll be, right? Maybe if a babyface wins it, like Tiffany Stratton, she can host an open challenge for the U.S. Championship. And I think that would be a lot of fun. Maybe it'll be a triple threat match. Again, Chelsea Green was involved in this. I think that Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton have so much chemistry in and out of the ring. I remember that Money in the Bank match. Was it like 2 years ago? It was the year that Tiffany Stratton won it. And both of them in the ring, I thought were just a lot of fun together. I think doing more things between Chelsea and Tiffany is just, I think it's a lot of fun, right? Their characters are similar in a lot of ways, right? Like, they're both like divas, like not like WWE divas. They're just both like divas in their own way. One's a heel diva, the other one's a face diva, and I think it works. I don't know. I think them feuding and just kind of being a part of each other's story, I think it works. I think eventually, honestly, I would put them together as a tag team. Like, maybe they team up and Chelsea's like, wait, does that make you part of the Secret Service? And, you know, you have this whole thing. I don't know. I think that they would be a lot of fun together. WWE, I don't know, do something with them. I really enjoyed it. We also had that whole thing with Trick Williams and Ilya Dragunov. Let me know in the comments what you think. I don't know. I don't know if I like this or not. Like, all right, Ilya Dragunov's like, I'm not fighting you because I'm scared of you. I'm fighting you because I can't fight you while I'm fighting myself. And I don't know. Again, maybe a WrestleMania match. I don't see it, but I don't know if it's just me. This story just isn't hitting with me. It's also like babyface versus babyface, which is fine, which can be fine, but like, all right, sure. But the most interesting thing to talk about here is The Miz is now cursed. Danhausen has cursed The Miz. He went up to The Miz and was like, hey, look, you have your own talk show. Let's have me get my own talk show, and maybe it'll be more popular than Miz TV. Maybe you can be my mentor like we talked about last week. The Miz is like, I'm not going to be your mentor, dude. And Danhausen cursed him. Danhausen cursed The Miz right before The Miz went out there to do Miz TV. He had Jelly Roll on as a guest. And you know what? The mics weren't working. Like, things weren't going the Miz's way. And at the end of it all, The Miz got punched by Jelly Roll. Right? We did have a thing with Kit Wilson in the middle of this. The whole Kit Wilson character, I like the character. I don't like how WWE talks about the character or how WWE is pushing the character, right? Like, I get it. I guess I don't get it. But, all right, this guy's a heel because they're literally pushing their bullshit MAGA agenda and being like, oh, look at this liberal beta man, and oh, he's a heel because look at him. Whatever. I also don't like Jelly Roll on TV. I don't know. Am I the only one? Like, all right, Jelly Roll, you had your moment. Cool. Please don't take a spot away from anyone at WrestleMania, which he probably will. We're probably going to get The Miz versus Jelly Roll WrestleMania. We'll see. The Miz is cursed, though. He got punched by Jelly Roll, and, you know, things were going weird on Miz TV. So we'll probably get more between The Miz and Danhausen. Danhausen did say, hey, if you want to lift the curse, you got to mentor me. You know what to do. So we'll see. Fun. Danhausen, a lot of fun. All in on Danhausen. All right, now let's talk about the main event from tonight. The main event from tonight was a contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Why are they having a contract signing? Who the hell knows? Contracts mean nothing in WWE. Ask Drew McIntyre. Contracts mean absolutely jack squat in WWE. But we had a contract signing between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. And, you know, Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes was, you know, talking up Randy. He's like, look, you're not my dad, you're not my brother, but you're my guy. And cool. We're boys. It's going to be a fun match. Randy Orton was like, man, I really wish that this was Drew McIntyre in front of me because this would be so much easier if it was. Hinting at like, look, dude, I don't want to fight you. You're my friend. And they were like, haha, we're friends. We're going to have a match at WrestleMania. It's all good. And then Randy Orton just like turned to the dark side and just beat Cody's ass up and down the ring. There was so much going on there. Man, he like busted him open on the steel steps. Jelly Roll stepped in to pull Randy off of Cody. It was weird. But yeah, fun. So face value, a lot of fun, cool. Love a good heel Randy Orton. All in. Love that. Love a heel Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton should absolutely beat Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. I think he should absolutely win his 15th title. I think he deserves it. I think Randy Orton is going to be one of those wrestlers that when he's gone, we're going to be like, man, remember the Randy Orton days. Love Randy Orton. I thought that this was really lazy on WWE's part. I feel like there is a much more interesting story to tell with the Cody Rhodes heel turn instead of a Randy Orton heel turn. I think that turning Randy Orton heel and making Cody Rhodes be that white toast babyface is boring. It's boring. We've seen it. We've seen it for the last 3 main events at WrestleMania. He fought a heel Roman Reigns twice. He fought a heel Rock at WrestleMania. He fought a heel John Cena last year at WrestleMania. And now he's going up against a heel Randy Orton. I think it's lazy. I think it's lazy WWE just telling the same story again. Just, oh man, look at how good. Cody Rhodes got booed today. Cody Rhodes got audibly booed today. And WWE just doesn't see it. They're just like, nah, he's our babyface. We gotta push him. We gotta push Cody Rhodes. Hey, look, we gotta push Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is our guy, and you know we gotta put the title on him, and we gotta make sure that he comes out of WrestleMania looking strong. He's going up against Randy Orton, his mentor, and you know what? He's our guy. Cody Rhodes is our guy, and Cody Rhodes got to pose, man. He's our Hulk Hogan. So yeah, Cody Rhodes is gonna win that match, and he's got to go in as a babyface. It's just boring, man. It's the same old. Like the whole idea of this storyline, like this is what you took the title off of Drew McIntyre for. I would have much rather have seen a Randy Orton versus a Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania if this is what you're going to give us. Give us a more enticing story, sure. Give us a Cody Rhodes heel turn, maybe even a hint at a heel turn, right? Sure. Great. Give us politics. Give us politician Cody Rhodes. That would be great. I would love that. But no, you're giving us same old. And it's boring. It's uncreative. And quite frankly, I don't think anyone likes it. Like the story itself, like everything that happened tonight with Randy Orton just beating that ass. I think that was actually, look, great. That was fun. I enjoyed it. I liked watching it. But the story is just boring. And it's time for something different, Triple H. You're going to give us the same story, the same Cody Rhodes story. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong. But I wasn't a fan of this whole thing. It really, like, I was a fan of it while it was happening. After it happened, I was like, oh yeah, I guess we're doing that again. So let me know in the comments what you thought about that. So there you have it. That's everything that happened on Friday Night SmackDown tonight. Let me know in the comments what you thought of tonight's show. I thought overall it was a really good show. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, even as I was watching that final segment, I was like, oh, this is fun. This is cool. Oh man, where are they going with this? And then after sitting with it, like, I guess like as I was watching it, like my wheels kept turning and I was just like, we're just getting white bread, white toast, babyface Cody Rhodes again. And I just want something different. But overall, the show was great. I'm excited for what they're doing with Sami Zayn. I'm excited for the potential. Can WWE screw it up? Absolutely. They can screw all of this up. It's WWE, man. Are you enjoying the show? Anyway, though, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to let me know in the comments what you thought about these new storylines. And do you guys want Jelly Roll at WrestleMania? Is it just me? Is it just me? I just feel like it's taking away a match from, someone like a Bayley, who doesn't have a WrestleMania match right now, who might not have a WrestleMania match. But yeah, we're going to have Jelly Roll because WWE needs their MAGA buddies to pose at the end of the night. Anyway, as always, until next time, have a nice day.